This is the KoperCrabb Podcast.
I'm Cheney Crab.
I am Naveen Copperweiss, host/producer.
I'm host/non-producer. Can't produce.
Host/host.
Doesn't want to learn how to produce. That's my job. If you would like to grab podcast merch, go to KoperCrabb.bigcartel.com. If you would like to grab merch for our band.
Are we going to do that special for the GLs?
That is ENTHEOSofficial.bigcartel.com. I believe I am going to drop a severely awesome Golden Lobster, what's it called? Discount?
Yeah.
Tonight, in the right after the podcast, I'm going to throw up a discount. It's going to just be Golden Lobster, and you will get 40% off of everything in the store.
Yeah, that's right. You heard that right.
40%, you guys.
Yeah,
so that includes these, I haven't taken a good picture of them yet, so forgive me. There might be a really bad picture of them up, but we did these limited edition tie-dyes for
Let me see if I can
the Whitechapel show that we played a couple of weeks ago. And we're going to throw those in the store. So that's at ENTHEOSofficial.bigcartel.com. I'm going to start forewarning you guys.
They're not in the store yet?
No, they're not in the store yet. And neither is the code.
So yeah, if you missed out on the other hand tie-dyes that Cheney and I have done, we did like a bunch of more, and they're going to be way cheaper than they were last time. For Golden Lobsters only.
Yes. 40% discount, y'all.
Yeah.
So they're going to be cheaper plus a 40% discount. So they're going to be really cheap. Cheap.
They're going to be free. We're going to pay you to take them, basically.
We're going to... Yeah,
we're losing money on this deal.
To you. This is the greatest trade deal in the history of trade deals. For real this time.
Yeah.
So yeah, I want to start forewarning you guys. We have a brand new song coming out 2 weeks from today. We are also announcing our album 2 weeks from today. We're really excited about it. Pre-orders drop that day. It's not from today. It's actually from today if you're listening to the podcast on Wednesday. So tomorrow, 2 weeks, we're putting out a song. We're announcing the album.
So on Thursday?
We're putting
2
out
weeks from Thursday?
No, today is Tuesday.
I know,
so
but you were saying
if you're listening to the podcast on YouTube, then 2 weeks from today, because we put the podcast up on Wednesdays.
Right.
If you're listening to it right now with us on Twitch, then it's 2 weeks and 1 day.
Then just pretend that you're listening to it.
Pretend you're listening to it tomorrow and say, oh, it's Wednesday in 2 weeks. Got it. So now that I've confused you all, look out for that. Pre-orders drop that day. We've been sitting on this album cover for literally a year and a half, and I'm so goddamn excited to show you guys.
And the album, too.
And the album, and this song, which is kind of embarking on a whole new area of our band.
It's true.
So we're really excited to share it all with you guys.
Navigating through new waters and uncharted territory.
Yeah, we're navigating uncharted territory. So we'll see. Some of you are going to like it. Some of you aren't. We like it, and that's all that matters.
It might be the end of the band as we know it.
The band might be over.
Yeah, that might be it. So we'll see what happens.
I doubt it.
So, Cheney, hold on. I wanted to bring up one other merch thing. Mm-hmm. So we did do what I believe...
Clicking on yourself.
What I believe is the coolest piece of merch that we've ever had. It's a long sleeve on our Big Cartel, which I'll show you. It is this one right here.
It's sold out.
Are there any of those left?
No.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Okay, well,
Whoops.
never mind. You guys can't get one of those. I was actually just wondering if it was sold,
Whoopsie.
if it was still available, but yeah.
It is not. It's sold out. I've been kind of slow updating the store because I pulled out all of the merch from our store so that we could take it to Whitechapel, and right now our merch room is in disarray. Yeah. So today and tomorrow I'm working on getting it put back together and organizing it really well to have a great and efficient new year in the merch room. Yeah. So yeah, like I said, go check out that Golden Lobster discount. It'll be up for 40% off of everything. But if you are saving money this month, hold it out until the pre-orders drop, because that's more important for us.
Okay, yeah.
And we're putting out like 4 vinyl variations for the US and then 4 more for Europe. So
there's a lot of goodies.
A lot of goodies. Thank you, Metal Blade. Love you.
This is probably not something that I should be talking about on the podcast,
What?
but I was going to ask anyway.
Uh-oh.
Are we going to do a digipack again or no? We didn't ask about that, did we?
I think it is a digipack.
Okay.
Wait, no.
Because I was wondering.
I don't know if it is.
When I was grabbing CDs from the van the other day, from the trailer.
Yeah.
There are other albums are all digipack.
No, I think it is digipack because I'm pretty sure that we were like, we've done everything else digipack.
I just couldn't remember if that was something that we talked about or not.
Yeah, I don't know. But what I will say is that the front and back of the album, which I feel comfortable saying the person who did our album is Eleron Cantor, who is one of my favorite metal artists ever. He's done some of the most amazing covers. He's done covers for like Halloween, Thy Art Is Murder, Testament, a ton of other bands, a Despised Icon.
He's the premier metal
artist. Lacuna Coil, he just did a rework of one of my favorite metal records, Caramelize, that came out 20 years ago.
Caramelize.
Like
what they do to onions.
Oh my God, that's funny. Is that the joke you were trying to do like a couple of days ago to me?
Yeah, every time you say that album, I'm like, caramelize. Haha, that's funny.
I just never have gotten it.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I've always been like, yeah, karma, for sure.
Oh, okay. Like I was talking about karma.
Yeah, I didn't know that you were talking about
I was talking about
caramelizing
caramel,
onions.
Or like dipping an apple in caramel.
Holy
caramelizing.
Crap. Okay, well, that's a good joke, Naveen. Took me a while. But anyway,
right,
so Eleron did the cover, and what I was getting at is that the front and the back are actually a huge painting that go together. It's really, really goddamn cool. So
I love it. I'm going to pull it up right here for you guys. I'm just kidding. I'm not going to do that.
You would.
I wouldn't do that, but I would get in big trouble.
Honestly,
for that.
we both would. Like, TBH would.
I know, honestly, what's funny is I feel like I'm known as the guy who kind of spills the beans too often, but lately it's pretty much been you spilling the beans all the time because I don't know what I'm allowed to say and what I'm not.
I mean, because I'm like freaking out. I'm about to burst at the seams. We've had this album. How long has it been done?
I don't know. I mean, it's been literally turned in since the summer.
April?
Before the summer?
It's been turned in since freaking April or May. I'm ready to get it out. I'm ready to like play the songs and do, I'm
ready to write another one, dude. I'm over it.
I know. I've been listening to this record so much that I feel like everyone else has already heard it. And then I forget that they haven't heard it. And Naveen and I are writing another one now.
We've got one riff.
We've
actually got some songs, but there's always songs, but I don't know if they're going to necessarily be on the next album. You know what I mean?
True.
There's always like floating around songs.
Specific riff that you wrote last night is for sure going on the album.
Yeah, I know. I wrote
100%.
Sometimes I'll write a riff and I'm like, this one's for Cheney.
Yeah. It's like, well, that's good though, because I feel like sometimes as a vocalist, because if you're not in charge of the music, then you don't necessarily get to explore your entire vocal taste or palette. If you're in a band that focuses on like a certain kind of a material. So it's actually good that I have a say in the music and that you're writing things with me in mind.
Yeah.
Because I think that actually makes our band a little more full, well-rounded as far as, and it cures me of wanting to have like an outside project.
Yeah.
Because I feel incredibly artistically fulfilled in our band because I know that you're pretty much down to do whatever. You're down to take my influence. You aren't like, no, I won't do that.
Cheney likes kind of doomy, like Converge-ish sounding chord stuff.
I like epic doomy, epic like post rock type stuff. And I think we're kind of like going into that territory.
But don't worry, guys. It's always going to be crazy, and
we're always going to have technical metal.
We're not going to do the thing where we're like, we're done with tech. It's not,
Yeah, no, we're putting out a song that I would say is not really tech or death metal in a couple of weeks, but as a band, looking at it as a whole, we will never get rid of those aspects of our band. Our record is
super crazy.
That's
the thing
metal.
about the album. Like, it's meant to be played all the way through. So hearing even the singles that we've put out so far, it's weird for me to... It's cool, but it's weird hearing them as a single because I don't ever listen to it like that. It's just
I don't either.
It's supposed to be like one long song. So even the song that we're putting out, we're saying, oh, it's so weird and different, but when you hear it in context, it makes perfect sense.
Oh, totally. And when we say that you're supposed to hear it as one long song, we aren't saying it hastily like, yeah, dude, just smoke a doobie and listen to the record. Like, we wrote it to be one long song.
Yeah.
That's how we wrote it.
We didn't stop.
We didn't actually split the album up into tracks until after it was written.
Yeah. And it's like somewhat arbitrary.
Right. Right. I mean, you have to do that when you're working with a label. And we did mean for it to happen that way. We always knew we were going to cut it up into tracks. And
we didn't know where, though.
We didn't know where.
We really didn't know where.
But once we sat down and listened to it, there are obvious dynamic shifts that made a ton of sense. Because I think that if you sit and listen to Absolute Zero on its own, or In Purgatory, or the single that we're putting out 2 weeks from today on their own, then they are songs. But I think that when you guys hear the entire album, you'll be like, oh, this is what they were going for. I get it now. So yeah, we very, very much intended that. And what Naveen said is right. Like, the album doesn't stay in this one place.
Ever. Well, it kind of does in a there's a thread that sort of ties everything together.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not one style the whole time.
Well, I was answering because I don't know if you guys know the deal. So essentially you turn in a record, and right now what's happening is like our PR is sending our record out into the world, and people are starting to, who are reviewers, get to hear it, or who are, giving us interviews, get to hear it. And today someone asked, God, where was I going with this? Today someone asked a question that was like, asking if there is a common thread like that throughout the album. Okay, they said something about songwriting. They were like, you guys seem to, your sense of songwriting is interesting because it seems very free form in a way. Like, not all of the songs are like specifically like verse, chorus, verse.
Yeah.
But my answer to that was, if you zoom out from our material and kind of see the forest from the trees, then we have a lot of regard for songwriting, but it shows up sometimes in like more simplified songs, but sometimes it shows up in a way that's like, Naveen is very, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not specific, but you know, like, that you're going to have a musical motif that goes throughout the entire album, and all of those things are very purposeful coming from you. So while you will sit down and do things free form, you've always had like this mind that very much keeps songwriting in mind. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just sort of a different take on songwriting.
Yeah.
But yeah, I always try to bring it back in some way.
Like, in the big picture, the entire album really makes sense together. And you will see, like I said, there's a motif that continues throughout the entire album. There are lyrical things that repeat. There are musical parts that repeat. So while we could be seen as being like a band that exists kind of writing in the free form of thought and musicality, everything is super purposeful, and we're very aware of everything that we put on a record.
Agreed. 100%.
So yeah, I guess that's enough about the record. But
yeah, so I guess people have noticed that we haven't been around in a while.
Yeah, we took a couple of weeks off.
Yeah, we had a Christmas break. we said we were gonna have a podcast still, but
we lied.
Yeah, we didn't do it.
We overpromised and underdelivered. That's my favorite.
Well, because Cheney's
that's my podcast.
There's kind of like an industry saying that's like under promise and over deliver.
Right.
But Cheney's
I'm doing a spin on that.
Flipping that around.
I'm flipping it.
Yeah. So anyway.
So we took a couple of week break. What did we do instead of?
Yeah. So what did we do? Well, we had the band here, and we played the best show of our lives.
Yeah. I mean, number one best show of our lives.
Yeah.
Luckily, because we were shooting a music video at it. And I think there were like...
That's true.
50 crowd surfers while we were shooting that music video.
Well, Chaney encouraged everyone to crowd surf, so
True.
It worked.
It did work. Sometimes it does not work. Sometimes you'll be playing in front of a crowd and you'll be like, yeah, dude, mosh and all that
This
stuff.
show was just hype, man.
It was hype.
There was 1,200 people there.
Yeah.
And it was Whitechapel's Christmas show, which they do every year, and they were nice enough to have us on it.
Yeah, thank you, Whitechapel.
Yeah, it was so fun and just an all-around great day.
We saw there were a bunch of Golden Lobsters there.
There was.
James Chaney drove from, I think he's in Virginia. He drove to come to the show. Amber was there. Lizzie was there. The whole Harrison was there. The whole GL community. We got Narlos Slamtana was there.
Yep. And then somebody actually handed Chaney a baby. This literally happened. Our merch table was completely swarmed all night. It was great. Everybody was hanging out, having a really good time. And then there was a line of people to buy stuff and talk to Chaney, and a woman straight up was like, just handed Chaney a little baby.
A 3-month-old
like a cute
child.
little baby with like baby headphones on.
And apparently everyone would be like, no, why would you have a baby at a show? But the baby slept through the entire show.
Well, the baby, like I said, had like noise canceling headphones. All good. It probably felt like it was back in the womb.
True.
So yeah, Chaney was the baby awake when you held it? Probably, right?
She was kind of awake, and I was just holding her, and she was so cute. And your dad got it on video.
I know. I want to post it.
Yeah, I know. Post it. I know. See, your dad he sent like the small video.
Yeah.
We need the regular size video. That was amazing though. I literally took this child's first show photo of all time.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that we get to continue that throughout her life. Like she comes back when she's 4. She comes back when she's 20 and I'm like gray haired and screaming still.
That'd be crazy.
That'd be really cool. So I'm looking forward to my future.
Yeah, I would say that was the night was already crazy. This was after we played, and it was a really good time. The crowd was going crazy.
Yeah.
We filmed the video with our really good friend Marshall, who's done sound for us and stuff.
Yeah,
taking
that's
pictures
our boy. He's in Wretched. He's the drummer of Wretched.
Him and Michelle, they work together. They're a couple. Full disclosure. And they came out, did a really good job with the video, and we were already feeling really good. We're like, this show ruled. This was awesome.
Yeah, we're feeling hyped.
To top it off, Chaney gets held a baby. Somebody started crying, I think. There was a couple of people who broke down crying to meet Chaney. This happened. They were so inspired, I guess, was what they said. I didn't see it. But I'm saying it was a wild night,
I'm going to
keep
it between me and them.
I'm not like saying I think it's amazing.
No, I'm yeah.
This is incredible.
For sure. It was an awesome night. And honestly, it is probably one of the last times that I'll actually sell our merch in the States, at least. So, which I've been doing for like the past 8 years. Yeah. So I think it's a welcome retirement, at least for now. But it was really cool to like be there and get to talk to everyone who was there. There were a lot of people who were just seeing us for the first time, who found out about us on the pandemic. There were people, like I said, Golden Lobsters there, people who have been listening to us for a long time. Honestly, I kind of want to cry thinking of it. It's like one of those surreal.
It was really surreal.
Sometimes in your music career, you'll come across moments that make you, that kind of reaffirm why you're doing what you're doing. And that was really one of those nights. And I will remember it for a really long time.
Yeah, what's funny is in my normal life, I don't feel like a guy who could go play a show.
Yeah.
Like I just feel like, I don't know, some random dude.
Yeah.
And so it was cool playing a show, not on tour. And then what's weird is the next day I got home, I was thinking back on the show and I'm just like, wow, I can't believe like I did that. That's really weird. I can't
believe we did that.
Like before the show, I was thinking, I can't believe that I'm about to go play some big show. And then the day after, I'm like, I can't believe I played a show. That's really weird. I don't feel like I have the ability to do that.
I know. I honestly was a little nervous because on tour, at least you get the chance to before you like shoot a music video, you generally are getting the chance to play a couple of warm-up shows. You know, you don't always play a major city where like a bunch of people are at, or those shows don't happen.
You have the
very
first
often.
show. The first show is kind of a little bit rough, and you're like, all right, we got the first show.
Yeah, the first show jitters.
Yeah.
It's a thing, and we didn't get that chance, so I was a little more like jittery than I normally would be, because we haven't played a show since August, or we hadn't played a show since August. So it was just sort of weird getting ready for the show, and I was a little nervous because we were shooting a music video, and our plan is to actually take the live audio from that show and have it just be a live video. So I knew that I had to kind of be on point with the parts. So it was a little nerve-wracking, but best show.
It was
ever.
one of the best shows.
One of the best shows ever.
It was just
when
such a
people
fun
ask me about what are the best shows that you've played, that one will come up. And also, that show was on our exact year anniversary of moving to Nashville.
It was literally the day we pulled up to the house in Nashville.
Yeah, it was.
Which was crazy.
So it was
a totally cool 1 year anniversary.
Yeah, it was super meaningful. But yeah, it was great. Amazing time. And then your dad, Brian and Rob were here, and then Ryan got stuck in airports for like 2 days until Christmas. So
yeah, there was some
happening.
crazy storms across the country for all you Californians out there.
Yeah, which Brian is. So
yeah,
I think he was stuck in Chicago for like an entire day.
Yeah, I think he was there. Yeah, he it took him like 3 days to get back, or something, like 2 or 3 days.
But
and then it actually blizzarded here too.
It did.
It was pretty cool.
And while we were at the hotel, the night of the Knoxville show, it got pretty bad.
Snarly.
And we stayed at a hotel, and no joke, like all night, you could just hear the wind.
Howling.
It was crazy. I bet we have it on video somewhere, but it was like, shh.
Yeah,
I can't even make the noise.
I felt like we were on like a train or something.
Yeah, it was insane. What was the noise your dad said? Because it was like the perfect description.
I don't know.
I can't remember. But also, I swear, you guys, one of these days we will have Brian and Rob on the podcast.
Yeah, we just never do it.
Well, we never really have time.
Yeah, that's true.
Because we get to practicing and we're like, we really should prioritize this over doing the podcast.
And then, of course, there's always stupid lights to program for some reason every time.
Those goddamn lights.
And then...
Shout out to Brant, who did our lights at the Knoxville show, though. Fantastic job.
Yeah, but I mean, like, what's weird about playing the one show is it basically required as much planning and preparation as a tour. It's like the same amount, basically.
Definitely.
So we did practice for like, that was something I was going to say. The reason why the show, I think, went so well was because we did practice for like 3 days.
That's true.
So
that's true.
Good thing we didn't try to have like one practice and then go out there and rip it.
Yeah, that would have been rough. I honestly always find that with practicing, the first day is kind of rough, and the second day I'm like, okay, if we played the sets that we played on a second day, then I'd be fine. I'd feel comfortable with it. So that was cool. And then Naveen's dad stayed with us for Christmas and until last Thursday.
Uh-huh.
And, we did the family thing, had a good time. And then on Friday, we went to a disco, an ABBA disco with Harrison and his sister.
Yeah, it was actually surprisingly fun,
it was
by the way.
So fun. We were kind of talking about this before the podcast. We've been like pretty much, Naveen has been completely sober except for, I think, one time off of drinking since the 28th of September.
Yeah.
I
drank at Travis's wedding. Other than that,
at Travis's wedding. Yeah. I've drank a couple of times, but one drink every time.
We've been living sober, clear-minded.
Yeah, so we went to the disco and we were completely sober and had a great fucking time and danced for 3 or 4 hours. It was a really good time
because we were like, Harrison's sister wanted to go.
Yeah.
And then
the only way she could get Harrison to go is to get us to go, and we'd never met her before.
Yeah. So he's he's like, oh, do you guys want to go to this like disco thing? And we're like, I guess we'll check it out.
I said,
And
hell yeah. I wasn't like an I guess.
I was like, I guess.
I was like,
I'll
a
check it
hell
out.
yeah. Let's fucking
And then I was
go.
like, what's
It's
that going to
ABBA.
be like being there sober? That's going to be weird. And then turns out it was really fun.
Dude, it was so
And
fun.
I was just so hydrated because instead of drinking beer, I drank sparkling water all night.
I was drinking Red Bulls, so I don't know if that's
That was alarming.
that's like sobriety.
I don't know, but I
What
wouldn't
is
consider that to be sobriety.
I
in
think
my
I
opinion.
drank 5.
You drank 4 Red Bulls, and I was
drank
like,
4 sugar-free Red Bulls.
oh my God. Like,
with some of them being siphoned off by Naveen.
I had one little baby sip. That was me getting wild. I was like,
think you
pour a
had
little
about
bit
it.
into this cup.
I
That's
think
what
I probably
said.
had 3.5 Red Bulls and Naveen had half of one.
No way.
Yeah, that's what happened.
I think you had 3.75 and I had about 0.25.
Okay. Yeah.
Is that fair?
Nah. I don't
That's
know.
a little high. Yeah, I
Who's-
agree.
who's
I agree.
Counting? Who's
I agree
counting?
that you're right. That's a little high. It's probably more like 3 point. You had 3.8.
Anywho,
Who's counting?
I had a great
Who's
night.
Counting
Who's
anyway?
counting? Naveen.
But yeah, it was really fun.
It was great. And
and-
Harrison's sister rules.
Yeah, Harrison's sister is
Love
really
her.
cool.
Yeah. She's like the opposite of Harrison.
Yeah, it's
You know what I mean?
not really what I expected.
No, me either. Like Harrison's kind of, well, if you guys, Harrison's on the podcast. He never wants to be seen on camera on
shy.
the podcast. He's shy.
She's like organic.
Yeah, super outgoing and super nice and just like really positive and
Yeah.
great. You guys should actually check out her page. I think it's the Herbal Gal on Instagram.
Yeah.
She grows a bunch of plants, which we found out because new things come out about Harrison every time we see him. So she grows a bunch of plants and she like makes her own salves and, you know, what is she? She's an organic farmer, I guess.
Yeah. It's really cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it's awesome.
She makes her own salves and she makes her own tinctures and stuff and perfumes, I believe. So if you guys want to support someone, go check out Harrison's sister's Instagram
and then
buy
also
some stuff.
Okay, so after we went to the disco, we wanted to go somewhere to eat. We found this like pizza thing downtown, and they have calzones that are, I'm not shitting you, this fucking big. It's like,
No, he's not shitting you.
it's literally half the size of that KoperCrabb sign.
True. And it was the best calzone I've
Dude,
ever
it
had
was
in my
so
fucking
good.
life. It was amazing.
It was seriously, I was like, this is what I'm talking about. It's like a full, instead of drinking for the night, eat the calzone, dude. It's way better.
It's also open 24 hours a day in downtown Nashville.
That's such a gem.
Check it out. What was it called again?
I think it was called like
pizza.
Sicilian pizza.
Okay. It
Or
was something simple.
Cecilia pizza, something like that. I don't know.
All right. So check
But
it
it's
out.
literally downtown. Like,
Yes.
So we went over there and we hung out there for a while. We were
Yeah.
actually out late. It was crazy.
We were. Also, I just remembered we put out. Have we talked about the Christmas song?
Yeah, I don't
Since we
don't
put
know.
it
I was
out?
wondering that. Did we talk about that song?
Maybe. Okay. I think we showed Warforged. It was the night
we were like, we're
before
gonna
we
put this
put
out
it on the
tomorrow. Yeah,
internet. So that Christmas song went like weirdly viral. I
Yeah.
think it has over 4 million views on our Facebook
Yeah.
and like 76,000 views or something on our YouTube. So I guess that was a good idea to put it up.
I told you. Cheney didn't want to put it up.
I did not want to put it up.
It was
I
my
have to be
idea.
honest.
I literally had to go rogue.
Yeah, you did.
I went rogue because she's like, I don't want to put it. And I was like, all right, well, because originally it was just her doing the vocals,
Right.
And that was it. And
Well,
I
because
wrote the song.
Let's do a recap. If you guys don't know what we're talking about, so Christina P. of the podcast Your Mom's House that she does with her husband Tom Segura. A year ago, they found one of my videos on TikTok. Right, they put it on the podcast. It became a part of their podcast, folklore. I guess. Weirdly, which is amazing to me because
Love it.
it's a podcast I've listened to for like 5 years. But anyway, so Christina asked me in the middle of December if they do a live podcast every so often, and Christina asked me if I would do like a rendition of a Christmas Carol for them to play on the live podcast. So essentially, I could have just done a Christmas Carol, just taken the music from a Christmas Carol and put screaming over it. But luckily, I have Naveen in house who took this song and rewrote the entire song.
I like made a death metal version of the song.
Right. This is going to haunt me for the rest of my life. So we made this for your mom's house, and don't get me wrong, I was 100% fine. I was like, yeah, this is amazing. We're going to put it on your mom's house. But as far as posting it from our band page, I was like, I really don't want to be the band that's like known for the Christmas Carol that they did.
It's typically something that Shane and I would think is stupid. Let's be real here.
Yeah, for us to do. I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't care what other people do with their band. I truly could not care less.
Yeah.
For me, doing a Christmas Carol is something that I would usually say, nah.
I know, but after we did it, I was like, dude, this is actually really sick. And it sounds just like a cool metal song. And then
I think it sounds like Death Clock.
Yeah, it sounds I was like, this is sick. So I actually re-recorded the drums so I could like have a video of myself playing it, and then did the guitar too. And I was like, well, if Cheney doesn't want to put it out, then I'm just going to put it on my YouTube. Like, fuck it.
Right.
Because this is way sick, and I think it needs to come out. But then after I was done with it, I guess you thought it was good enough to put on. I was like, let's just put it on the ENTHEOS page.
I don't know what changed my mind. I don't know. I guess I was just like, fine.
I really had to work this
I honestly didn't think that many people would see it. I was like, fine, it'll be another video. That's fine. I'll put it up. It's funny. It's cool. It's not like we're doing like, it's not even funny. It's not like we're doing a funny version of a Christmas Carol. It's just literally a rework of a song.
Yeah, it sounds like I'm saying if we thought it sounded not good,
then we wouldn't have put it up.
Then I'd be like, don't put that out. It's corny. But that's not the case. The song was not corny. It was totally sick.
Yeah, because something you guys should know about me is that I often am like, if I question things, then I ask Naveen. And Naveen is usually Naveen is always honest as to how he feels about stuff. So I knew that if he said, yeah, it's kind of corny, we shouldn't put it up. He's really honest with me. And if you like approve it, then I'm more
like, dude,
in.
if it was whack, I wouldn't want to do it.
So I was like, you know what? If Naveen's down to put it up, I guess that it's got some merit.
And it's our most played video on Facebook, period. End of story.
I mean, and it's doing better than both of our music videos on YouTube.
It's doing better than every single music video we've ever made combined.
No, it's not. Combined?
Yeah.
No.
What music video is doing better?
The World Without Us has way more views.
No.
Yeah, it does. It's got like, you're talking about on Facebook.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm talking about on YouTube.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's neither here nor there. I don't care about the plays. What the fuck ever.
We don't care.
It's a joke. But,
plays are stupid. We don't care.
It's totally.
We
went viral, everyone.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of crazy that.
I mean, it's fucking crazy. I did not expect it to get 4 million.
Not at all.
And it's still like constantly getting comments on Facebook. But
Cheney was like, all right, maybe I should be a little less critical of doing things that appear to be a little cheesy.
Yeah, it taught me a lesson, but I will.
But we're not going to.
With that being said, I'm not doing another Christmas Carol.
Also, that being said, I'm not really interested in doing things just to get views.
Exactly.
So that's why I personally would have never done a Christmas Carol.
Right.
We wouldn't have done it.
Right.
There's no way we would have ever done that.
Right.
Because we'd be like, that's not our thing.
Yeah, it can be anyone else's thing. It's just not for me.
But since they asked us to make it, or they asked you to make it, and then I was like, well, this is actually I actually think this is cool.
I mean, it's got a sick breakdown in it.
Yeah, I was like, this is actually cool enough to post. So I'm like, well, let's just fucking post it then. If it sounds cool. So I guess my thing is, I see a lot of people these days. Mm-hmm. This kind of brings me to a point. I see a lot of people these days just doing things to try to get views.
I do too.
And this is like with, we've had some videos that have had a lot of fucking views on them, like on TikTok and stuff.
Yeah.
And that wasn't ever the goal.
No,
Like all it was just like, hey, look at Cheney doing what she always does.
That's true. Yeah, we still make videos like that, but it's because I've always made playthroughs for all of our singles.
Yeah.
All of our songs have a playthrough up for them. It's not anything that we've ever done out of, this is going to get a bunch of plays.
Yeah, no.
That's just never, ever been our goal. It still is not our goal. We still know that any one of the videos that we post could just not do very well. And that's totally fine with us because we just like to create the stuff. I think I talked about this on the Warforged podcast, that we actually find enjoyment in making videos because it's just
music and everything.
And music. It's another aspect of our band, the making playthroughs. And it's cool, I think. I like to watch playthroughs that people make and kind of see what they're doing and what makes their, no matter what the instrument is.
But the point that I was trying to make is you don't have to do gimmicky stuff. Well, I guess if you're getting a bunch of views on something that is super gimmicky, what's the point, really? I don't understand this idea of just simply trying to get a lot of views and amass a bunch of followers. Why?
Right.
For me, I just like making music that I feel is cool.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I do, and that's what I put out there. Sometimes people like it a lot, and sometimes they don't really like it very much.
Totally.
Whatever. That's fine. I'm doing what I like to do. And I would encourage other people to do the same and not get caught up in this, what am I going to do that's going to get views?
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that it's more...
You're still you after you get the views.
Yeah, I connect more with people who, like, a ton of people put up different kinds of videos. I personally connect more with the videos that I see that are sort of, or just honest.
Yeah.
They're honest to who the person is as an artist. And they're not always like a video that's made with a purpose to go viral and to get noticed.
Yeah.
Because
obviously we made a Christmas video and that's, that's gonna be gimmicky.
Yeah,
definitely.
for sure. And honestly, that was a part of my,
reasoning for not wanting.
Yeah, that was a part of what was holding me back from it, is that I'm just not that type of person who wants to do things with the purpose of going viral or that's not my intent, but it's cool that it happened for sure. However, we're not going to do, we're not doing
cover.
Jingle Bells next week because that happened,
Definitely not. It's just a thing that happened and it was cool.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome. So if you haven't seen the video, go and watch it. It's cool. We liked making it. And yeah, that was rad that happened.
And you don't need to, you can, final note on that is you can just make stuff that you think is cool and put it out there and people will like it.
Yeah, I think that's actually a common misconception because, we have had some stuff do pretty well on TikTok, and I'll get into conversations with friends of mine who I really think could benefit from putting their stuff up on TikTok or any social media platform. I do think that it can help build your band to get some, videos of you playing your stuff out there, no matter who you are. And people, I think, have this misunderstanding of TikTok in particular because they see all of these like viral dance videos and just weird, like funny for the sake of going viral trendy stuff on TikTok. And they think that they have to do that in order to get notice.
Like how it was trendy to have a podcast for 5 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. But I think that doing stuff that is more honest to you, and maybe you're someone who likes to make funny videos. I'm not saying that can't be the thing you're into.
Of course not, but I'm saying, that is a good point. Some people's passion is making funny videos, and you can tell.
Totally.
And that's their thing, and that's really cool.
Totally.
So if that is your thing, then you should do that.
Absolutely.
But you shouldn't do that just because other people are doing it and you want to be.
There are people who are making funny metal videos who are really fucking good at it, and they're on TikTok, and that's awesome because you can tell in their material that they enjoy doing it, and that's why it's good. A lot of the time, I think that's what separates like good stuff from stuff that's a little weird is the honesty.
Yeah.
in
genuine vibe.
Yeah, the when people are being genuine with their output.
Yeah.
No matter what the output is. For me, I don't feel like it's genuine to be funny with my music. So you can be you. You don't have to adhere to some trend just to get views. You can be yourself and you can build your band and do your thing that way. There's not one specific path.
Slow and steady wins the race.
Totally. So I guess that brings us to the new year. Happy New Year, everyone.
Yeah, I think that about covers it, right?
Yeah.
Anything else happen noteworthy?
Not that I remember right now.
Yeah.
I got a Kindle, so I've been reading a lot. So if anyone has book recommendations, throw them my way.
There you go. Should we take a couple questions? There are some.
Yeah, let's take some questions.
Questiones.
Happy New Year, everyone, by the way. I hope you're having a good living in the present. Not, new year, yes, new you, for sure. You got to live with your old baggage from the 30th. You go with you. So I hope that everyone is, just excited about where they are in life.
Agreed.
At this present time.
All right, so Janie, here's the first question. Taylor Dees asks, you have a physical third eye and it can go anywhere on your body. Where is yours?
I'm going straight for the forehead, dude. Of course.
Well, that's where your other eyes are.
No, forehead, third eye. I'm going the obvious third eye.
Okay. I'm going with on my hand.
Oh.
It's like I see stuff around the corner and stuff like that.
Little
spy eye.
I'm going artsy, I guess. More
more of a statement.
More of a statement, and you're going, that's cool.
I could be looking at you under the table right now. You wouldn't even know. That's pretty handy.
I don't know if that would.
Honestly, though, I wouldn't really want it. I'd rather not.
I wouldn't either because then you'd have to worry about it. It would probably dry out a lot. You'd have to
wear a glove or something.
Putting a lot of Visine on it. It'd be weird. You'd have to explain it.
Yeah.
What's that? Oh, it's my fucking third eye again.
Yeah.
Ruining everything.
So we don't really want one. That's what we're
on your Tinder profile. You have to be like, oh, BT dubs. I have a third eye, so if we get. I mean, imagine what you're going to be seeing with the third eye.
It's going to be
I don't
problematic.
have to go into detail.
Yeah, it's going to be problematic. All right. Jake asks, Cheney, what's your go-to stage move / stage banter?
I think that my go-to stage banter is, I want to see everyone fucking move. That's it. Or, we're ENTHEOS. We're happy to be here with you. I do one of those. I don't know, dude. Anytime I see a video, I'm just fast forwarding through that stage banter as fast as I possibly can.
Really? It's embarrassing for you?
No, it's not. I just, it's just kind of funny. Because I feel like everyone, whether you know it or not.
Oh, we got a serious problem here. My computer's about to die. So just keep going.
No. Whether you know it or not, you develop a stage voice. So it's funny to hear my stage voice when I'm watching videos. But, that's my usual stage banter. As for stage moves, I like to jump. I do like to jump on stage. I like to request for the crowd to jump, and I like to request things on stage and see how those go. Like I said at the Whitechapel show, I asked everyone to do what's it called? A crowd surf. Oh yeah. I do have the charger. But anyway, I asked everyone to do a crowd surf, and a bunch of people crowd surfed, and I had people high five me. So I'm kind of spontaneous with that type of stuff. I don't know. I just do whatever kind of comes to my mind at the show, really. And yeah, like I said, I like to jump. I like to just move around a lot on stage, kind of run back and forth. But that's really my go-to stuff. Honestly, there's some stuff on the new record that I think is going to force me to stand in place and focus a little more on my voice. There's one song where I switch from singing to screaming to melodic, pitched screaming, all within So I've been practicing that a lot lately, and I think that I'm going to actually have to like calm myself down in order to nail those parts live. But
you have to focus a little bit.
Yeah, I have to focus a little bit.
All right, crisis averted.
Good job. That was making me nervous.
Yeah. All right.
I hope I answered that for you, Jake.
So that was a 2-part question. Jake had in a second part, and he asks if I've thought about playing guitar for a show and getting a fill-in drummer. I've thought about it.
We've
but
toyed around with
We'll never
it.
Actually do it.
The only drummer that we would have do that is
Chasen.
Chasen is the only drummer we would ever consider that
After
with.
seeing him play with Oceano for those shows,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, this guy could play ENTHEOS, and it would be
He definitely
sick.
could. It would be tight.
Yeah.
But with that being said, we want Rob and Brian to play with us, and we don't need 3 guitar players.
No.
So.
But of course, I've daydreamed about it because guitar players look cool.
You do look cool because we've been looking at our new music video. You look pretty cool playing guitar
but you know
in the
what,
new music
man?
video.
It looks cool,
You've
but
got some moves. I was like, damn, Naveen is like a hot guitar player. It's like you're like this.
it's not cool though. Being a guitar player sucks. I like being a drummer.
I just think of how much it would suck to like sweat all over your hands
Be
and
weird.
then like
Yeah, it's not fun.
freak. That's the last thing I would want to do live.
It's too delicate, the guitar.
Yeah, it's incredibly delicate.
So probably not gonna do that. I don't know. Maybe if like I lost a leg or something.
You know what actually would be cool though?
Hope I know that.
So if you guys have seen any videos of Naveen K, which is Naveen's solo project, he played drums, but he also had a guitar on a stand.
Yeah.
So you would stand up and do like solo parts. So I was thinking like we do have some parts on the record that may call for you to not do percussion and like play acoustic
It could
guitar.
work. Yeah, it could work. Something like that.
Yeah.
Could be cool.
Because there are a bunch of acoustic guitar parts.
I just don't want it to be like show offy. Like let me do a solo now that I'm back.
No, it would strictly be because we were trying to like
literally
reproduce the sound of our band.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
That would be cool. I could be interested in that.
So I could see us adding that in the future.
So that brings us to our next question from Dirt Jump 132. He's asking if I have been making any electronic tunes, and it would be cool to hear some. And the answer is no, I have not.
Last year,
it's kind of like a serious like time.
Suck.
Yeah, it's a time machine. Time machines exist, and it's called making electronic music.
Yeah, I guess I'm the only one here who's actually witnessed you making electronic music.
Yeah.
And it's like, I won't see Naveen for like a month.
Yeah, so it's kind of
2 months.
It's cool when I just honestly right now I'm just not feeling passionate about that at all, so I haven't been doing it.
Yeah. What are you feeling passionate about?
Learning mridanga.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So I've been learning this like Indian drum. I've been playing it quite a bit. It's kind of like tablas for those who know what that is.
Yeah, maybe we should put some of it on our next record.
It could be cool. If done right.
Yeah.
If done right, it could be cool.
Because one thing we've done for our new album is, in the past in our band, there were a ton of electronic elements. We haven't phased that out completely, but Naveen did make it a point on our new record to use guitar and acoustic guitar and actual drums as those layers that we would have typically like lent to electronic parts.
That's true.
So
That's
I
true.
think that on the next record we'll probably go even further in that direction, especially now that we have our own studio.
I like it.
We can pretty much do whatever the frick we want to.
Yeah, we're moving more into playable elements than like these weird synths they sound cool, but not even like we're gonna recreate every part. I just think it blends with the music a little bit better when it's guitar or like an actual drum,
right?
Rather than like this really futuristic synth thing.
Yeah, and in the long run, I would rather be a band that, if we chose to replicate all of that stuff, it would be a matter of playing it in an analog fashion rather than just having, half of our set blaring over the PA.
In an ideal world, I'd have it so we just there is no backing tracks.
Yeah,
There's just like people playing everything.
Yeah, in an ideal world, I think maybe we'd even have 6 people in our band. One person who was like handling all of one person who was kind of a multi-instrumentalist.
That would be cool. They could do any synth type stuff. They could do
acoustic guitar.
Yeah. Third guitar.
E-drums. Or like hand percussion. So in a perfect world.
Tambourine.
That's my job, obviously.
Oh, right. Of course.
I'm just kidding.
Fuck, we need to get you a tambourine.
Yeah, so in a perfect world, I think that we would actually be a 6-person band and we'd be recreating everything live. So maybe
I love it. Let's go.
Maybe someday down the line, if we have the room and the money to do that, then we will make that happen.
I'm not opposed.
I'm not opposed either.
Backing vocals.
Yeah.
The guy could also do backing vocals.
Right, which we are.
All right, if there's we're looking for.
All right, we're looking for a 6th member.
Oh wait, we don't have 5 yet.
We will.
Yeah.
Working on it.
So there's that.
So yeah.
That'd be cool.
In a perfect world, that's what we would do. We'd be a fully functional band.
That'd be rad.
Yeah.
And not have backing tracks. I'm over it. It's like
I'm really over
it.
What I want is to be a playable band. I want to be a band where your stuff is playable.
Me too. No tracks, just playing.
Yeah.
Ripping it.
Totally.
Love it.
Synth, guy on keyboards, doing these and this, like got a keyboard up here. Got
it could be cool, man.
Got a little percussion set up.
Could be cool.
That person is going to have to set up their own stuff, though. I'm not helping.
Yeah.
That's a big.
So he'd have
big deal.
A guitar.
Yeah, acoustic guitar. Mic, acoustic and electric guitar.
Keyboard.
Also, they might have to have a fretless bass.
Well, no, I think the bass player would have to do the fretless bass.
True. Okay. All right. Yeah, so they'd have all that stuff. And they'd have some hand percussion.
I'm into the idea.
Me too. Me too.
I like it. It's weird that we've never thought of that before.
No, I've thought about it.
You've thought about it?
Yeah, several times.
And they have to be able to do backup vocals.
They have to be able to do backup vocals.
They got to be able to do backups.
Screaming would definitely be good. I think that someone in our band already can cover probably. Well, Brian, I think, can do some backup vocals, but we're looking for a multi-instrumentalist. Yeah, the new guy. 6th member is doing all this stuff now.
It's like when you see a band that you really like when you're a kid on MTV, and there's like some extra guy
Nirvana,
there.
Pat Smear.
Pat Smear.
No one knew who the fuck Pat Smear was.
Who the fuck's that guy?
I know, you're like, Kurt Cobain isn't playing all of the guitar parts? What the fuck?
Yeah.
Pat Smear is doing most of the heavy lifting here?
Yeah.
Everyone's like, oh, Kurt, because they only see Kurt in the videos, and they're like, oh, Kurt's doing all the... No, Pat Smear is a must. Or when you see ABBA. When you see ABBA live, it's like 50 other members, and you're like, who the fuck is this? This isn't ABBA.
All right, that's where we're going with it, dude. Damn it.
All right.
Good question, too.
Yeah, that was great.
That's what he asked about. Okay, Cheney, you might like this one.
Is it about me?
Burning the Hive.
And my beautiful
asking,
voice. I'm just kidding.
What made you choose to sell your own merch on Big Cartel? I'm working on building an indie dyed yarn gig, and I'm not sure which platform to go with.
Oh, I think
the most obvious would be Etsy, but the fees are really high.
Okay, she's asking about the...
Why do we use Big Cartel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so the reason that we would use Big Cartel is because... The reason I would use Etsy if I were in your position is, well, I don't actually know. Maybe you have people who already buy your stuff, but Etsy is very good for people who are trying to find customers. And get new people who are trying to generate traffic from a source that isn't a band. So Big Cartel, to me, and honestly, you know, I have friends who are like super nerdy merch people, and they want me to use, what's the name of that site? Maybe Trev's in our chat. Trev is a nerdy merch dude. He knows everything about merch, and I love talking to him about it.
What's his name on here?
I can't remember, but maybe he would say what the shirt selling site is. But anyway, the reason that I use Big Cartel, and we also use Night Shift. We have like a bigger distributor, which is Night Shift. I use Big Cartel because we're directing people from Instagram. You know, we already have like a group of people who are into the band and want to buy the merch. So we don't need to generate the traffic from a website. Like I don't need the website to promote us. Whereas on Etsy, I think is really good for small businesses who need to be promoted. Like if I had a salve company, or if I was making quilts or blankets or couches or whatever I was making, I would go straight to Etsy. And I've even thought about that. You know, people, I'm way into wood burning. So I see people wood burning and they'll sell their stuff on Etsy. If they're doing like,
I think you could still sell the wood burning on Big Cartel because you have a way to reach people.
well, I'm just talking about people in general, not me.
Okay.
I'm saying if you don't have a way to reach people and you're kind of stumped with Instagram, or you're trying to generate people with Instagram, I think Etsy would be the best place to direct people. If you're like a small business, I think that Etsy would be the best place to go. But I chose Big Cartel. Honestly, the reason I went with Big Cartel is because when I opened the Big Cartel in like 2015, that is what I knew.
Yeah.
I knew Big Cartel. I know the interface. I know how to sell stuff on Big Cartel. So it's the easiest thing for me. It had the least learning curve because I've been doing it with bands for the past, 10 years. So it was just the easiest thing for me. There's no I'm not going to sit here and argue Big Cartel over other stuff. That was really the only reason why. And they don't take a huge fee. I don't honestly pay attention to the fees as much as I should.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
Obviously don't pay attention.
I have no fucking idea. No clue. But I also use stamps.com, which I think that you guys use that. PayPal is okay too. They've got like a shipping interface. But if you ever want to ask me like merch questions, I am more than happy to answer them if you DM me. Because
there we go. Tech support for Big Cartel Chain Crab.
Yeah, seriously. I've been doing it for so long that I feel like I do have some like information to share with people on how to get around and do things on there. So selling merch is like a part of the band job. I'm not just a front person. I also send a lot of our merch.
Yeah, Cheney's good at it. It's a good thing we got her.
So yeah.
In the band. Otherwise, nobody would have any merch.
That's probably true. That's sad, but true.
Totally true.
Anytime you see merch that says ENTHEOS on it, you can rest assured that I did it.
Well, every once in a while I'll come up. Well, I do come up with the design. I don't come up with the designs, but I will have a say in the designs.
Yeah, you have a say.
And I'll be like, oh, I saw this one shirt that looks kind of like this. We should make one like that.
Totally. Which there's a multicolored tie-dye.
That did really well.
That Naveen came up with the idea. However, I did commission the art.
I'm an idea guy.
Naveen's a good idea guy for sure. We work really well together.
I'll throw the ideas out there, and then after that, I can't help you much.
So last year you had one idea. So maybe this year
you'll have two. That's not true, dude. Because I had let's think of that. The long sleeve, my idea.
The long sleeve was your idea. The art was my idea.
The hoodie, my idea.
Here's what Naveen is actually really good at. You're good at the layout. And I want
to have the metal logo here, and then I want like some shit on the sleeves, and I want.
That's actually true. I'm not giving you enough credit because you are really good at coming up with the layout and the actual shirt, because I feel like Naveen is a little more tuned in to like what is going on with metal merch.
Yeah.
As far as the layout goes and like that type of shit, but I know the artistic direction of the band because I came up with the idea for all of our art. I came up with the artistic direction for our cover. So we want everything to be in line with the cover and the album. And so I kind of commission everything.
So it's kind of
we work together.
Yeah.
Our band is a team effort.
Yeah, team effort. There we go. Looks like that's probably all the questions for this week.
Good. I'm just kidding. All right, awesome.
Should we take it over to the post show?
Yeah, we're going to take it over to the post show. So if you guys do not... If you guys do not tune in on... If you guys don't tune in on Twitch, go and check it out. Tuesdays, 6:30 p.m. Central. We're going to keep it at that time for probably at least until the summer.
Because we started going... now that we don't drink anymore.
Right.
We're going to hit in the bed
I feel
early.
like I talk a lot for someone. Yeah.
Well, you still
Someone
drink
who doesn't
coffee,
drink.
so that's for sure.
True.
But yeah, if you guys like hanging out with us, we do even more hanging out on Twitch, and
That's
you can
right. It's
we can
free.
listen to music there. It's a little more, it's less formal. I know our podcast has a really formal vibe to it.
Yeah.
So on the Twitch, we get a little more friendly.
We
and
take our
hang out a
ties
little bit
off
more.
and we strip out of our suits
Yeah,
and we
but
just wear normal clothes.
nonetheless, we'll see you guys over on the post show for
Yeah,
those of you
much
guys
love,
who are
y'all.
hanging out live. And if you're not,
Here's
then
my- I have to do a podcast shot.
we'll see you next week.
Love you guys. Have a great week. Happy freaking New Year. Much love. How long was that podcast, Naveen?
Well, it's still going on right now,
Oh.
actually. So.